Welcome back, and do remember there is a live giveaway on my channel. 3 winners, 1 platinum crate each. Do check out this video to make sure you enter. But for today, we're in qualifying mode. We're at the Northwestern Europe Series event, and we've got Vettel, Verstappen and Mick Schumacher all boosted. Today, France, Netherlands, Imola and Australia all to come, and I will release a track guide for opening and final round, most likely on Friday. So we are going to be using this setup as normal, and then the car setup for drivers will be Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. So let's get in race 1 of the day with France. So a tricky matchup in race 1 of qualifying for France. And let's see if it's a real player or not. We've got a wet qualifying. So hopefully we can push forward with both drivers. 10 team score down at the moment. And Lewis Hamilton all the way back out. Wow, so far down. But we're going to stick him on dead fast. Try and get him through on them softs. And we're going to go gladiator and try and hold the field up. So let's go. Let's see what we can do. We've got to be brave with Lewis Hamilton to get ahead of this rival. This rival looks to be a bot, so we need to try and overcome. Fuel, speed, tyres and blocking is the boost that we've pretty much got. And we do have Max Verstappen pushing early, and he is into P number 2. Hamilton losing positions at the back. And Max Verstappen now into P1. We're going to cut down because we do want to look after and hold up the field. What about Lewis Hamilton? Has a look at Hamilton, who is on the hards. He goes wide. We're going to keep pushing. Try and make a move up the inside up here. We're going to be very fast compared to them hard tyres. And that is P5. We nearly forget to cancel pit. Luckily, we get away with it. P4 now. So we're moving up. We're going to keep him pushing. And then we're going to come in and do some soft running. And here goes Hamilton again on Max Verstappen, takes P3 and P2. So beautiful moves by Lewis Hamilton, and we are through, and we nearly lose a position on Max, but all is good. We're going to service, we're going to pit, no service, and see if we can just jump these while Max Verstappen holds them up. Decent gap being created already, out to 2.7 seconds, and we've got a safety car. Safety car is out. We're going to pit Max Verstappen because we don't need any dramas here, and in we come. So we should come out ahead of hopefully in the McLaren in P5. It's going to be close, but it looks like we're going to go back to P5. We remain Lewis Hamilton. We've almost swapped Hamilton and Verstappen round, but Max no longer has to pit when the rest of them do. So we can pretty much race to the end with Max Verstappen. He's been conserving pretty nicely indeed in this first part of the race. So, more overtaking, more drama to be done against this team score increased rival as we come round. Half a lap still to go until we are released. No soft tyres apart from Charles Leclerc, so we're not going to be making any early jumps. But we have got to get Max through if we can. I think the key thing here is getting past the McLaren of Lando Norris, and then biding our time. When they pit, we can absolutely pedal to the metal. So we're going to put medium boost on Lewis Hamilton. And we won't be pushing too hard with him straight away. But Max Verstappen, we certainly will. Let's get the initial burst out, and we are away back racing in France. Max Verstappen looking for a move up to P4. So because we're so close, we're going to just conserve. We've only got the mediums ahead of us. Plenty of fuel. We don't want to waste anything right now. And Hamilton is gone at the front. So good position. We haven't got to push it too much. And we probably can now push with both drivers. And we'll come in for some mediums to chill to the end with. So Lewis Hamilton goes through to start lap number 5. Max Verstappen takes the under through the inside of the corner and he's in to P number 2, and that hard tyre will carry on. So they're going to get held up a little bit, but we're all good. 4.6. What's the gap to the hard tyres? 11 seconds and down to 7 for P2. So we're pretty much touch and go now with P5. And we are going to bring both in. We don't need to risk anything here. So both will be coming in for some medium boots to put on the wagon. As Lewis Hamilton already coming out. Can Max Verstappen make the jump? I think he's going to be well clear. And he is. So we're just going to boost to the end with both as far as we can. And this looks like a P1 and P2 overcome against a maxed account first race in, which is a great start for us. And we're looking very good now indeed. We've got 2 laps to go after this one. But remember, make sure you comment below, let me know how you're getting on. We are planning to do some live streams coming up as well. So every Monday or Tuesday, I'm potentially going to be popping up a live stream to do some sprint races. So make sure you do join in the fun when it comes to the sprints being released. Lap 7, we're all out in terms of fuel and tyres. We're absolutely racing hard. 14.7 second gap back to P3 and P4. So this should now be a formality here in France. No Sebastian Vettel. He's too risky to take. He starts P6, P7 in the dry. That's just not worth the risk. Even though Lewis Hamilton did start in the what would be dry today. But we're all good for now. Lewis Hamilton coming round the last part of this straight for the last time. Halfway through the lap. And Max Verstappen is going to come home nice and easy. So it's overcome. We are going to take 47 points in the very first race. And a perfect start to qualifying in a week where we need to bounce back. Max Verstappen will follow suit and he'll bring home a P1, P2 finish for 47 points. Time for race 2 then from Zandvoort, and I'm still waiting to see how far Max Verstappen from lower team scores will start and whether or not they are going to be an issue this weekend. But we're going to put the favourite strategy in and hope for no safety cars, because it's a very powerful one, but if a safety car comes out, it's very risky. So Verstappen second, Hamilton third, P8 and 11 for rivals. And that strategy is going to be Kawhi from the front. And it's going to be Taurus. I don't really need Taurus, but I've got a lot of them anyway. So we'll use it. So, rivals readied up. Real or not, we're about to find out. Soft and medium, so the chances are it is a real player. And we are racing, and it is a real player to start the day in the second race. Good luck to him. Good luck to Bartek. So, Verstappen off nicely. Hamilton off nicely too. And we're just going to cut down now on Hamilton. But this is why it's risky. Max Verstappen will just push now for 3 laps, create a massive gap, and he will not be caught at the end of the race, potentially by Lewis Hamilton. Problem is, if a safety car comes out, then a lot of more fuel is already used up. So that's the issue with this. But pretty low chance, I'd imagine, of a safety car when you put things into context. Now, in this game at the minute, it probably will come out as I cross the line for lap 3 and absolutely stuff us. But Max Verstappen flying away at the moment. At least now, if he does get a safety car, let's hope he crosses the line first. Let's just get prepared. And there's not going to be one come out this time round. So we're going to come in at the end of this lap, softs and conserve. Hamilton will boost down the straight to create a little bit more of a gap and cut down. Rival up to P4 now, potentially. Yeah, P4 and P7 for the rival. And here comes Verstappen coming around the last few corners to then enter the pits. So Verstappen comes in, nice and easy. Will conserve down Hamilton will start to boost from here for the final 4 laps. Verstappen's out, all good. That Kawhi is very powerful around Zandvoort, so it is going to be absolutely pretty difficult for Hamilton to get back, but Hamilton's got fuel and tyres available to him, so the chances are he probably will. But we're all good for now. So this is why a safety car is mad. I've only got 4 laps of fuel and we've got 3 laps left. But it's working okay at the moment. Hamilton will come into the pits on these soft tyres. And I think the gap's not that big. He'll definitely be catching up Max Verstappen at the end of this. But round here, you want cornering and grip boosts. Fuel helps too, which means you can just push that little bit more. So, 1-2. Rival coming into the pits, 4 and 5, or 3 and 4, depending on how you look at it. And we are racing again. So we shouldn't get caught up by Verstappen for P2. And he is on the mediums as well, using Ode. So, Verstappen goes round. All good on the fuel. And we shouldn't get a safety car now because we've got 1 lap left. Told you Hamilton would struggle to catch up with Max Verstappen, and it is finding it very hard, even on full boost. And the gap still 8.4 seconds with 1.5 laps to go. Can Lewis Hamilton make any mends into that gap? It's still 7.8. This is why it's so hard to get back at this racetrack, especially with the traffic. It's very difficult indeed. So, what can we do else? Can Hamilton have one more batch? He's not going to be nowhere near. Look, guys, this is why it's well. I mean, we nearly get chopped off by Kevin Magnussen. But we have started the last lap. The rival's not started the last lap until now. So we've got a massive gap. And we are looking absolutely perfect. Verstappen's ran all his tyres. Bit of fuel left as well. So we are going to come home nice and conserved. No safety car to make amends. Max Verstappen will win here at Zandvoort at his home Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton not too far behind. Cut it down to 5.8. But that's 2 very good strategies in Zandvoort, which gives us 47 points. Race number 3 in Imola looks another real player, so 2 real players in a row, and the first race was a Max bot as well. So we've had it tough so far, and let's see where this does then. Does this bring Max Verstappen into play? It does for the rival. Hamilton starts P4, so we're going to go Kawhi for Max Verstappen. Hamilton is going to go on to Eclipse. So let's give it a go. We're going to have to try and get past this Max Verstappen and hope that we don't drop any points. So we'll wait for him to ready up. I'm going to go pretty all out with Verstappen at the start of this race. And Eclipse is hopefully going to give me the power down the straight, Kawhi through the corners. So we need to get a good start. We're behind Verstappen, so we might have a chance to pop straight through the inside. I'm going to start Hamilton on the boost straight away. Can we get P1 and P2 off the start? We can. We are up to P1 and P2, and this server is absolutely really, really laggy. I'm not sure what is happening. It's so jolty. And can we at least... I mean, I can hardly press a button. This is terrible. I'm not sure why it's this bad of a watch. Has it stabled down now? Not quite. We're still absolutely jolting everywhere. God, this is terrible for us to play. But we're carrying on. We're in P. This server's this is so bad. We're really struggling. Can we just hold on? We're going to try. Hamilton coming round. So we're going to pit Verstappen at the end of this lap. We're going to keep him boosted through the corners, and he's well clear at the moment. We're going to pit also Lewis Hamilton. We're going to try and build that gap now. And we're going to run out of tyres. I can't even click conserve. This is awful. And Hamilton's struggling as well. What is going on, guys? I can't do anything. I generally cannot do anything. This is really, really awful. And I feel like I'm going to get a disconnect here. I'm in the pits with Verstappen. I don't know if I'm live at the minute. I don't know. We're out with Verstappen, apparently. And we're in with Hamilton. So I don't know if I'm behind or not at the moment. I cannot tell you. But we're carrying on. We're out with Lewis. Somehow. I mean, this is so bad. And we're going to boost now as well. We've got Verstappen in P1. And this is diabolical. What? I can't even do anything. Come on, let's try and I don't know. Let's try and keep this. I'm going to have to watch the opponent and see what he does. Because I can't manage this otherwise. This is shocking. Absolute shocking. The other two races have been absolutely fine, as you've seen. So I know there's no issues Wi-Fi wise. As Verstappen comes through to start another lap. Hamilton down the straight. We're going to boost again. And we're all good, but this is... I don't know where we are. Oh, I don't know if we're live or not still. In terms of actually up to date with the race. And this is a terrible watch. Can we get, though, Lewis Hamilton, the best of a bad bunch? We're coming through with Max. And we're going to boost Lewis Hamilton as well. So he starts lap 6 somehow. And we are through. And let's pit for some tyres at the end of this, because we're going to be very short. We're going to keep boosting Lewis. And I'm sure I'm past the pits now. Which I am. So I'm going to come back for some softs. We don't really need to service either. Verstappen, I'm going to try and cut down. We've got the rival in P10. And it's just chaos. We're ahead of P3, so it looks like we've done this. But we've done this in absolutely atrocious ways. Verstappen comes in. And Lewis Hamilton now coming round as well. I mean, I'm assuming he's coming into the pits at some point, but I couldn't tell you. Every time I come into the pits, it really, really jolts. And Verstappen's coming out, I think. And we're just going to have to... Can we get through to the end? That's key here. Because I couldn't tell you. Verstappen comes out, but I don't think that's live. I think this is older. It's going to catch up surely in a second. We are P1 and P2 still, somehow. We shouldn't concede a position now. We've got plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres, enough servicing, so we should be good to the end. But I don't know if I'm fully P1 or P2. This, come on. Can we keep the 47 run going in phenomenal circumstances? Because this is mad. Verstappen's last lap. Hamilton struggling in P2. I've never seen anything like this. Can we finish the race though? Look, it's getting worse. It's uncontrollable. Hamilton is struggling to even finish this race. Look at the map. We're getting partly around the track. And now, I thought we crashed then. How far have we got left? We're only halfway round. Can we at least finish this in P1 and P2? I don't think we are. I don't think this is even going to finish the race. We're absolutely clear. We're going to win the race. Verstappen's getting closer to the finish. Can we make it to the finish? We're still going forward through the corners. I think we might just get to the finish with Verstappen. Hamilton's clear of the rival. Absolutely fine. And he'll come around to finish. Hamilton's going to finish as well, hopefully. Here comes Verstappen across the line. And he does get 24. Lewis Hamilton coming across the line does get 23, I think. Oh my God. We are through. It does say 47. Oh my God. What the hell is going on in this race? Jesus. And we've got to wait for the rival to finish. He comes over in P3. But I'm going to stop recording and then hope that for the next time we race, we are sitting on 47 points. It's time for race 4, the final race of qualifying in Australia. And we've had, probably 2 real players and a max bot. And now we've got another max account. But bot or no bot? That's the question. Dry qualifying, so P3, P5. Dry race as well. So I'm going to go for downforce on driver 1 and Taurus. We're going to go long on driver 2 on the medium. So will it be real, will it be not, or is it going to cost us? Medium and hard selected, so it looks like it potentially is a bot to finish off. And we've got our boost loaded. Can we get a good start? Max Verstappen into P1 and Lewis Hamilton into P2. So that's the perfect start from that boost. That's exactly what we need. And that is why simply you have to use the launch trick off the start to enable you to absolutely fly through. That was P3 and P5 into P1 and P2. Softs behind us. And we're not going to let them trouble us too much. We are going to try and just hold him up a little bit as I click the wrong bit, and he's going to get ahead, but that's okay. We are just stretching. He'll either come back for softs or he'll come back for hards. We're going to try and do 5 laps on Lewis Hamilton and then come in and do 3 soft at the end. That's the plan. Rival should only get 3 laps on them softs. And we definitely want to keep him behind for at least half a lap. So let's just boost him a little bit. Make sure we can do that. And we can. So he's going to slot in probably in around 4th place at the minute, this bot. 2 attempts is the gap, or will he? Let's have a look. It's down to 4, so he's not going to get too far up the field. So let's push Verstappen just to hold off. And we're going to just hold as long as we can here to hold him up that little bit extra. And hopefully he comes behind P4. So let's go really slow round here. He'll dive into the pits and we will boost Max Verstappen for some mediums. Lewis Hamilton comes through well ahead of the 40% we need. And he is going to come behind P4, P5 and on the hard. So pretty much potentially a job done here. Just got to keep it up and not worry. Verstappen well clear at the front. Coming in this lap. Lewis Hamilton in P2. We will start to boost. And we're going to close that gap now. So Verstappen in. Be a decent stop as well. Hamilton coming by. 20% needed and he's got 8% left spare. So we can continue to push. Verstappen we will conserve. It is going to rain though, so we're actually going to go on to some wet tyres with Lewis Hamilton. We don't need to push anything. I might have to push Verstappen though. Reason being, that hard tyre in P4 is going to go to wets. So I'm going to push and get a gap so I don't lose out. So Hamilton will come back out. Hopefully it's a long enough rain. It's only 22 seconds, so I don't want to push. Now I'm going to have to push with Hamilton, and I'm not going to push with Verstappen. I'm going to keep that. Rival goes to wets, and I'll be coming back in pretty quickly for Lewis Hamilton. This is going to be a bit carnage now. We've got to create a gap, though. It's only 3. It's not that much. It's only 3.5 seconds. We're going to get a bit of a run on these wets. It's down to 4.5 and Hamilton's in. We took a risk, it didn't work. We're coming back out, we're going to be in P3. Can we chase down the hard tyre? This is what it's all about. We got absolutely done by the rain there. I could have stayed out probably and not risked it, but I thought I was doing the safe option. And now we've got it all to do to get past Max Verstappen on this hard tyre. He won't be pitting, he'll be boosting next lap as well. And here goes Lewis Hamilton, goes the wrong way. Can we get up to P2 before he boosts on the last lap? We can, we're back into P2. A bit of rain's not going to spoil the party here in Australia. And we are going to, 1 lap to go, come home with the 47. The rival starts boosting now on that hards. That's exactly what I was on about. That would make it so hard to overtake round here on the last lap. But we're going to survive. Verstappen, half a lap to go. Lewis Hamilton now launching away. And luckily, we managed to avoid this little weather spell that came in. And we are going to win the race with Max Verstappen, who's got his teammate catching up ridiculously quickly. And he goes P1 and P2 for Lewis Hamilton, with Max Verstappen on the hards coming over in P3. So we wait for the rival bot to finish. He's coming home in the wet tyres, as I could have easily been doing. And he's going to come home P3 and P4 by the look of it. So let's see where that leaves us then in the champion qualifying table. And at the moment, it should look pretty good. So that was 2 real players, 1 with a really bad server, and 2 max bots that we faced in qualifying. 4 races, 188 points. So all good on the 47 front, absolutely perfect. And we wait for opening round at the weekend to see if we can do 47s again. Make sure you join the Discord in the link below in the description, and make sure you enter that giveaway. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for the track guide, which will be coming out tomorrow.